Joseph YouTube, welcome to the Coffee Pod. My name is Tisha Zed.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
Do educated women think they are better than blue-collared men? No more wasting time. Let's get it.
Educated women think that they're better than blue-collared men.
Educated women.
Educated women. And that women would rather date a guy that makes $20 an hour in a suit over blue-collared shirt worker, mechanic, McDonald's, making $30 plus an hour.
Way more than
More
that.
like 40. Like, let me ask you a question. Let's be real. Be real, Jada. Be real. Would you date a man seriously if he was like, hey, I'm the general manager of McDonald's and he makes $100,000 a year? Or would you take somebody who makes $60,000 a year and he works in the office, maybe as an accountant or something?
See.
No, keep it real. See, guys, when the stuttering starts to, she's like, I don't drink coffee.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
Let's see what she says.
I'm more complex than this.
No, you're not.
Who's giving me better D? Because that's what it boils.
Yeah, guys, the depth of this chick's complexity comes down to who's hitting it the best from the back. Let's keep watching.
That's for me. Okay, sorry. All right.
D is equal. Treatment is equal. Everything is equal. One works at McDonald's.
It's just the title. Like, he's a GM. I can definitely take him. Like, I can date him. Yeah.
So-
I can say that I honestly probably wouldn't be as comfortable to say he's the GM at McDonald's. I mean, just because of the pedestal that I put myself on and where I.
Oh, McDonald's is beneath you.
No, I would have to tell people,
My
my husband owns the McDonald's franchise. Like, he owns.
But what if he doesn't? He
doesn't,
doesn't.
but
That's a capaholic.
That's
Stop
a lie.
lying. Yeah, stop
That's a lie. I'm
So basically, it's
willing to run with.
Like, yeah, I kind of see him on the one.
Again, guys, it just goes to show you that for a lot of women, perception is more important than the reality of the situation. The truth is, like, what's going to help that relationship flourish more? Probably a better financial situation, right? You would choose to be in a more difficult situation because of that man's perception. Hence why women, love the guys with blue checks, with the clout, right? With that being said, go follow me on Instagram. I don't have a big following, man. I'm like, what, 5K subscribers? Search me, Tisha Zed. Let's get back into it.
On 42nd Street.
So basically, for you and I, for Amanda and I both,
Backwards thinking.
it's a little bit uncomfortable to say that my man is working for McDonald's. That is wrong. I know my wrongs. I'm righting my wrongs. You know what I'm saying? That is very, very messed up for me to even have to pause and think, because it's a man working on having an honest job, and so what? That's the title. It is,
And
what
it
is. At
pays
least
very
he's
well,
working-
too.
He's working and growing in a business, and that's cool. I admire that.
Anything in the fast food industry is just kind of just going to turn me off.
All right, so as always, we're going to check out a few of these comments. But before I do, I just want to acknowledge that, like, these women prove over and over again that men don't hold them to the same standard that they hold men to. For example, a man could care less if he really found that woman attractive. He could care less where she worked. Now, that would mean, if that's true, what they're saying is true. It means that men and women are different, but they won't acknowledge that either. It's like, we're the same. No, we are different. Anyways, just a side note there. As promised, let's check out some of these comments and see what the people had to say. First comment comes from a man. He says, the reason is because they are in competition with their friends who have men doing high caliber jobs that sound better. Have men. No, they don't have multiple men. No woman out here has multiple high value men doing high caliber jobs unless if that woman is getting passed around by those men, right? This commenter goes on to say, for example, you can have an electrician who is making 100K and an attorney who makes 70K. Most women would take the attorney based on his occupation because the job title carries more weight than being an electrician. Regardless, the blue-collar man is making more. 61 likes. Next comment here says, shouldn't the income be more important than the source? You would think, right? Goes on to say, long as he's not dealing drugs, in parentheses, which a lot of these women are okay with. Damn, that's a fact. He goes on to say, then what's the issue? Grow the F up. 12 likes. That is true. Right. You have the same women who are on this video talking about how they can't date a general manager for McDonald's franchises, who tell you that they just got out of a relationship with Pookie, who just left jail and made them a single mom, right? You literally cannot make this shit up. Next guy responding back to that dude and says, don't try to rationalize it. Yeah, that's how you go crazy. That's how you go crazy. He's trying to make this shit make sense. Another guy added to this thread in response to the first commenter and says, easy there, player. You're talking common sense. Some of them may take this offensive. They're like, oh, not coffee, right? They're spitting that shit out. More comments here. Next comment comes from a woman. She says, where does chemistry and soul connection come in when choosing a mate? Soul connection. Get the F out of here. She goes on to say, what about his values? There we go. That's something to talk about. How much he makes doesn't make him a good partner or father. Another person here says, this is a woman. She says, you know, it's like, why did you decide to apply at Checkers as a man with the question mark? He can be a manager elsewhere. No, the workforce isn't that difficult for men, or at least I don't think. Woman, you don't know. She goes on to say, so if he can be a manager at Checkers, I'm sure he can be a stockbroker on Wall Street. Oh, shit. Entertainment for you guys there. She goes on to say, all right, the chick with blue hair, it's like, why did he decide to apply there specifically? Yeah, just go work at Wall Street. Another guy responded back to her and says, why does it matter if he's making the same amount as someone in Wall Street? And maybe he didn't want to deal with stocks and like the restaurant environment. Another guy added to his thread and says, I'm a stockbroker. It's not that easy to get into my field. You're way too caught up in a title. Another chick here added and said, I see everyone saying black kings travel the world to see your value everywhere. I think the way they display information is a bit childish, but on the other hand, all races of women select a mate based on their resources. They're just not loud about it like black women, but they get no shame like black women. Why is this? I think people see what they want to see, right? This is a problem with all races. Blue-collared men being overlooked is a problem nationwide, right? This is just not in the black community. Another person responded back to that chick and said, all females from all ethnic groups are vocal about their preferences. Men just think some of y'all are illogical. Hence, some women would date a man who makes less money just because they perceive their job to be more socially respectable. Another woman here added to the conversation, says, I'm aware that I'm a tad bit shallow. It has always worked out for me because of that. You have your flaws and I've got mine. It's always worked out for you. She says it's always worked out for her, and I bet you she's single. Our final comment comes from a gentleman who says women are attracted to status, then it comes down to the money. That is a good point. That is a very, very, very good point. Right. Yes, it just goes to show female nature at the end of the day. Listen, guys, as always, curious to know what you think. Leave your comments down below. I appreciate you for checking out yet another episode of The Coffee Pod. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.